Am I the a-hole for leaving my cheating fiancé and then cutting financial support, making her family go back to poverty? So I come here for advice because everyone in my family and friend circle thinks I'm overreacting and need to forgive, and the usual bullshit, so I want to know if you guys think the same. Let me get you the context first. I, Paul, 33 years old, male, met my fiancée Andrea, 32 years old, female, in high school. Both were 15 at the time, and since then we both stayed together. We had our rough patches when I went to study to a nearby city, but used to visit her most of the time. But when I finally got my studies done and was able to work at the town we both are, things got better. To this I have to add, Andrea comes from a really poor family. We talking 8 siblings, a house made out of wood and a zinc roof, gotta bless South American standards. So knowing this, I was mostly the provider of our relationship. It didn't bother me. I loved to take her out to eat ice cream and see her smile. Same when I take her to car rides on my father car. As time progressed, the things I could afford got better. Since I study in IT and landed a high-paying job working on the town bank, I was almost set for life, I could say. To this I got myself a nice place to live that I rented from an old man that my parents knew. We are talking one of those ranch houses with plenty of rooms to spare and 2 floors all, so she could live in a bigger house like she used to say. Then one day she asked me if her parents and 2 of her sisters, 12 years old, female, and 14 years old, female, could come live with us, that their living conditions are really bad, and I knew that, so I said yes. We had rooms to spare and we weren't expecting a child, so why not? I thought I know them, and even humble as they are, they're good people. Fast towards then, and I helped pay for a private school for her 2 sisters, plus some medical treatment her mother has going through. I must say the rest of their brothers try to pinch some money but mostly have day-to-day jobs, and you know how the economy is a hellhole down here, so it never bothers me helping them since I could. Now comes the famous D-Day. We got invited to the birthday of one of her nephews, and told her she should go first, then after I'm out, I'll go. Then I arrive 2 hours later. Then I ask one of her nephews, where is she then? He points me at the restroom place the park has, so I walk there, and I turn the corner to see my fiancée hugging and kissing one of her family friend. She sees me, we both lock eyes of course. She panicked, tells me this is not what it looks like, right? And I bolt towards my car. Funny seeing that me running out of the situation make the other kids follow me thinking I'm playing a game. But her family pick up fast something was happening as she starts banging on my glass windows and screaming as I turn the car on and then drive off. I have no idea what happened after that, just know I felt like shit and went to my parents' place and hide on one of their empty rooms. After a week I had to face her of course and return home to see a whole congregation. Basically all her family was there. Imagine 2 parents, 8 fucking siblings with kids included, and her all came together to try to see if I could forgive, if I could see past her betrayal. We kind of fight a little, but of course I was overwhelmed. Then I asked the question if the cheating was going for long. She didn't answer, so I just walk away to a bunch of people screaming at me to come back. Don't be a coward, try to see beyond this, you get the idea. Then 3 days later I asked her to talk alone, told a couple of mutual friends to help us, and we set a meeting. Then as I arrived first explained to them, then told then who he was, and all, to which I learned from one of them that the guy she was with was an ex. From what period I really don't know, and I don't wish to know, so you get the idea that the moment I learn about that information, I drop the meeting, send her a message saying it's cancelled, and that I would go pack my stuff, and so I did. 2 weeks later, after the whole fight, I was moving out the place back to my parents. We fought a lot and had to face each and single one of them trying to convince me to forgive their sister mistake, but I end up blocking them and putting my foot down, telling them is not their business. Then her friends pile up, even some of my friends too, saying it's just a mistake and blah blah. Then what hurt the most? Both my parents saying that seeing me like that wasn't right and perhaps I should forgive and fix our relationship. And yup, in this whole parade of people, nobody give a damn how I was doing, only our relationship, to which I end up cutting ties with most of them besides some of my best friends and my parents on a low contact deal, as I moved to a 1-by-1 shitty block apartment I could rent fast. Now 2 months after the whole ordeal, I paid the last month and then cut ties with all payments. The house I was renting was gone, the private school gone, her mother's medical treatment and pills were gone also. And I must say, try to hold that much while being 2 teenagers, 2 retired folk and a housewife who barely finished nurse school, you get the idea. When the bill came to her, she lost it all and came running to my parents, to which she didn't found me, so she went to my work and came to talk. When I went out, she groveled and cried that she didn't want this of us and to give her another chance if it's not for her, for her mother. I said that I had no attachment more to her or her family and drive off. Now she has talked with most of the people in my circle again, and of course, they say I shouldn't be this cruel, that I have the money to spare. Even again, my parents, why let them suffer after all this time when I should have a little more compassion for them? To which I think, who has compassion for me? So Reddit, and I'm the asshole here for cutting the payments and possibly killing grandma because I stopped paying or care that they go back to their shithole house because they can't pay the other one. Edit. First of all, I want to apologize to all of you for reading such a mess of a text. I wrote it on my phone, but that's no excuse. I should have put it on Word first or something. Second, I want to thank you all for the comments. I was really overwhelmed here around me, and I really needed someone else who could understand my point of view. Besides a couple of best friends, the majority was to forgive and move back, But now I think I get the message. I'll try to move on and block my parents. I'll stay low contact since I do understand why they kinda side with her. But I don't wanna hear what they have to say, and for my fiancé, I'll try to stay away as much. I know it would be hard being in this small town and all, but right now I feel like shit, and I don't wanna know the whole story of why and when. Perhaps one day when I get the courage I'll humiliate myself and ask her. I thank you all very much for the comments again, and I hope you all can have a nice day.